Hello guys, this is the Gaming Revolution here, and today we're going to be doing a bit of a breakdown of the brand new Awakening trailer that just got released. Now this one was pretty interesting. It was another live action trailer like the classic ones that we got back in Black Ops 2 of the Replacer, and it gave us some new multiplayer gameplay, and the multiplayer gameplay was actually pretty sick. But obviously in today's video we're going to be covering everything that I've spotted within the EISENDRACHE trailer. Now hopefully I will spot everything. Hopefully this will be the most detailed breakdown on YouTube, so make sure to stick to the end because there is some very interesting things that I've spotted within this trailer. So first of all, right at the beginning of the trailer, it does actually show the gravity spikes for a split second as he's walking towards the castle, and we can see all of the iron crosses and things like that. Now there's some weird green stuff to the right, and we can also see one of the maps in the background, and that looks very mysterious. And then it all starts getting distorted, and we see this short snippet within a cave. This is some sort of underground tunnel or even mine shaft of some sort, and I presume it's within the ice caves because we know that there's ice caves set near the Hohenwerfen castle where this map is set. And we can see one of the characters, I think it's Dempsey but I'm not sure, walking through there. And it's all distorted. Now in the back we can actually see a war weapon of some kind. I asked on Twitter what people thought it was, and most people think it's the LCAR, but I'm not 100% sure on that. But that's pretty cool indeed, and we see some sort of explosion in the centre, but I just think he's getting shot with a shotgun. And we can also see some sort of signpost on the right of this tunnel. I'm not sure what that signpost has written on it or something, whether it says danger or something like that, but I can't wait to go inside this mine shaft. I presume there's going to be lots of element 115 in there and stuff like that. Now as we progress further into the trailer, it brings back up the gravity spikes, so we get to see a nice look of that, and then it goes all distorted once again, and we actually get to see the EISENDRACHE logo come up, and we can actually see one of the mystery box locations in the back of it as well. And then we get to see an overview of the map like we've seen multiple times. Now moving further into the trailer, we actually see the zombies moving towards us. There's nothing really anything special here, but later on in the trailer it just gets absolutely insane, and I can't wait. And right here we actually get to see this trap in action, a brand new trap on this map, and the Hellhounds are actually returning on this map. I'm glad about that. The Hellhounds are an easy boss, but they're a good way to get those max ammos, and they're just nostalgic basically. And then we get to see the death machine in action. If we pause it right here, we can actually see with the mystery box location, which is right in front of, I believe, Dempsey, who has the death machine here, and we can see the mystery box location, and we can very slightly see the mystery box, and I could be wrong on this one, but it looks kind of like the Mob of the Dead one. It looks like a medieval styled mystery box, but it's very blurry in the background, so it could just be the original one that we've seen within World at War and Black Ops 1, and obviously Black Ops 2 and the Giant. It could just be the original one since it's so blurry, but it looks like a medieval styled one, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And we get to see this nice overview, and then we see Nikolai, and we also see Richtofen standing there, and there seems to be some sort of panel on the back of this wall. I'm not sure if that has any significance there. And then we get to see some guns in action, some new guns that we didn't see within the last trailer. And we just get to see a nice little overview of the map, and there's another mystery box location right there. And then we get to see these generators, a really close-up spot of these generators, and they actually have the 935 logo on them, so they've definitely been made by Group 935 in this 935 facility. And then we get to see another look at the Hellhounds, and we actually get to see the Pack-a-Punch camo on this map. Unfortunately it's the same one as on the Giant, unfortunately, and obviously he's using the brekkie and absolutely destroys these zombies in front of it, and they just burst into flames. Now this is getting pretty cool, and we see a lot of crawlers here once again, and then we get to see the Panzer soldat, and this is very interesting because right here when we get to see the Panzer soldat in action, it's charging towards the player, and if we notice when it's charging towards the player, its visor is actually closed. And I made a video about this the other day, saying that this Panzer is very, very different to the one we've seen on Origins, because not only will its hook be replaced with a shotgun, but its visor is a lot more enclosed. So people are thinking that you won't be able to shoot it at its head to do massive damage. Instead, you'll have to shoot it at the yellow thing on his chest to actually hurt him and take him out. However, then later on in the trailer, it gets a snippet, it gets a close-up snippet of him and of the Panzer, and his visor is now open, and also his head isn't glowing green anymore, it's glowing blue. So I'm not sure what that means at all. Maybe there's two different types of Panzers on this map. Maybe there's this one type that is similar to the Origins one, and then there's this new upgraded type. That's what I'm thinking at the moment. Or maybe there's going to be one that acts similar to the Civil Protector and can actually help you, and the other one is actually a boss. I'm not sure, but what we know is there's two different types of Panzers on this map for definite. Or maybe the first one spawns in with his visor enclosed, and then maybe you've got to destroy the visor somehow to then actually finally be able to kill him, and then you get the second variation of the boss. And then it actually shows a clip from multiplayer here where we get to see this massive explosion. But the weird thing is it shows this sort of actually when this happens, it plays this alien sound. And it sounds very, very similar to the Predator call from obviously the movie Predator. So I'm not sure what that means entirely, because it also shows it multiple times within the EISENDRACHE trailer. So I'm not sure what that means. Is there going to be some sort of massive creature on this map that's making that weird alien-like sound? I'm not sure. Maybe there's some sort of weird presence on this map that we're unaware about as of yet. And then we get to see another clip from multiplayer which shows the gravity spikes. I know it's got nothing to do with zombies, but this was a cool segment within the trailer. And I don't know why, but I feel like this map here, which is showing, will actually tie into zombies somehow. I'm not entirely sure why I think that, but and then we actually get to see the tunnel that we saw within the tunnel that we saw earlier in the trailer, and this is on EISENDRACHE. So I'm not sure why it's showing this tunnel again, and I feel like this tunnel is actually from some sort of cutscene within the map, maybe like an ending or an intro cutscene, and maybe this little segment where it's showing this tunnel is actually from one of those cutscenes. I definitely think that's a possibility. And right here it's very, very interesting, because guess what? Well, in the background we can actually see there appears to be the electric traps on this map. But then the next interesting thing that we do actually see is the fact that there is in fact this massive vehicle. I don't think you'll be able to ride this vehicle, I doubt it, but we see this massive zombie laid on top of it, and it looks very peculiar and out of place. It seems like it's a lot bigger than the other zombies as well. It could just be the camera angle, I'm not sure. But a lot of people have been talking about this massive zombie because it looks so out of place, and it doesn't look like it's been killed there. It looks like it's been purposely placed there. A lot of people think that that could be Frankenstein. I'm not sure what I think of that, to be honest, but it could be Frankenstein. And then we actually see this little tree stump, and we can see an axe slammed into that tree stump. You probably won't be able to use that axe, and it's probably just something that's aesthetic, but just bear that in mind. Maybe there is an axe on this map. And then the actual zombie in front of you, you can see that it is actually electrified. Now, I actually don't believe this. I believe this is a new zombie type on this map, because if we look in the back we can see the electric trap, but this zombie is miles away from that electric trap, so it's definitely not made it through the trap and is still still being electrified, because the zombies don't last long after they've gone through the trap. And also a different animation actually happens, and it happens if something happens similar to when it gets shot with the Wunderwaffe. What happens is the head will actually start glowing or electrified, but this zombie looked almost identical to the electric zombies that are within the Zombies Nightmares mode. If you're unaware, within the Zombies campaign in Black Ops 3 there's a load of different new zombie types. One of them is like an explosive zombie, and another one is this electric zombie, which is also sort of like an explosive EMP zombie. So when you shoot it and kill it, it will actually create this mini like EMP explosion, and we can see it right here as it kills the zombie. It explodes explodes in this like little EMP effect. So these new electric zombies are going to be on this map. I am pretty sure of that. It looks almost identical to the ones seen within Nightmares. So essentially they're going to be very, very similar to the ones we've seen within Exo Zombies, but because you don't actually have an Exo on this map, it won't really affect the gameplay, as I don't think it will anyway. It probably damage you a bit, but I don't think it'll damage you too much, but we're not entirely sure as of yet. And then we get to see some more multiplayer footage, nothing too special here. It's just showing a bit of the map. And we're about to get to the end here, and there is a few other things that were actually pretty cool. And this is the most interesting thing right at the end of the trailer. It shows the frozen forest that's within the campaign. Now, if you're unaware, we actually got a teaser trailer for this map quite some time ago, and guess what? Within that teaser trailer, it was Nikolai. He was actually standing within the forest, seen within the loading screen for Black Ops 3 Zombies, and also the ending or outro cutscene that we see when we finish a game of Shadows of Evil or The Giant. And he was within this forest, and people managed to pinpoint to the fact that the forest that is seen within the loading screen is actually the exact same forest seen within the Demon Within campaign mission. So there's a massive link between the campaign and Nikolai, and we were able to locate where Nikolai's house was, or at least he's been there in the past. Maybe it's not actually Nikolai's house, and he was there within, I believe, World War II. Basically, this means that Nikolai's been in the frozen forest before. However, the frozen forest that we see within the main menu for Black Ops 3 Zombies is an inanimate world. It's another parallel universe for where all of their collective thoughts and minds can actually be held. It's another dimension. It's somewhere which doesn't exist, but as it was saying, it's where all of their thoughts are held, and it could actually be somewhere in the future of the Black Ops 3 Zombies storyline where they're reminiscing on the past. Now, that's very, very interesting indeed. However, right here, as he said, it shows the frozen forest, and in the background we can see a nuke go off, and this is crazy. I'm not sure if anyone's picked up on this, but a nuke goes off in the frozen forest, the one of which Nikolai was in. This is going to be huge towards the storyline of this map. I'm not sure what this means at the moment, but does it mean that Nikolai died within the frozen forest? I don't think so, but you've got to bear in mind that there's an infinite amount of parallel universes, therefore it could have happened, but we could still be playing as Nikolai. But I don't think that's happened, but for some reason it shows this nuke that goes off in the frozen forest, which connects to, connects to Nikolai and where he's been. I just find this so interesting. I don't get why this nuke goes off in the frozen forest. Now, I have got a feeling that a cutscene within the EISENDRACHE is actually going to feature the frozen forest. Now, I'm not sure whether that means like an ending cutscene, or I believe like some sort of cutscene will be unlocked somehow. Maybe it's at the end of the Easter egg or something like that, and it will show some sort of snippet from the frozen forest. I do honestly believe that, because at the moment we don't know the direct link between the campaign and also zombies, as they do link together now. I've made a whole video on this in the past, as he was saying, and basically somehow there's this nuke that goes off, and this is going to be huge towards the storyline. Now, something else to note was that the Razorback was actually shown within this map, within this trailer. So the Razorback is going to be a new gun on this map, and there was also some leaked images of the red hex camo from zombies on this gun. So this weapon is somehow going to be available on this map, which is very cool, because it was originally supposed to be on the Giant, but it never made it into the game. And there was also a power switch that was shown at a point within this trailer. So the power switch, not a power switch, I mean there was one of those arrows pointing towards where the power is. There was one of those symbols shown within this trailer, so a power switch is returning, and that's pretty cool indeed. But let me know all of your thoughts on this down in the comment section down below. What do you think of this last clip where it shows the frozen forest and then a nuke goes off in the background? I think this nuke has something to do with the rockets that we see on this map that are connected to Ascension. A lot of people have been thinking that maybe we shoot these rockets up to the moon to blow up the moon, or travel to the moon to get to the mystery box or something like that. But what if we actually blow up the area where the campaign mission, The Demon Within, was set? Because if you were unaware, the Demon Within mission was set within a virtual reality within our heads. However, it was actually based off of a real life event. It was actually based off the Siege of Bastogne, which happened on December 1944 between American and German forces at the Belgian Tower of Bastogne. As part of the larger Battle of the Bulge, the goal of the German offensive was the harbour at Antwerp. In order to reach it before the Allies could regroup and bring their superior air power to bear, German mechanized forces had to seize the roadways through eastern Belgium because all 7 main roads in the densely wooded Ardennes highlands converged of the small Belgian town of Bastogne. And this is just really interesting. It's only a few miles away from the border to neighbouring Luxembourg. Control of its crossroads was vital to the German attack. The siege lasted from December the 20th to the 27th, after which the besieged American forces were relieved and by elements of General George Patton's Third Army. So basically, what if this is what we're going to be blowing up within Der EISENDRACHE with the rockets? Now, they're actually the V2 rockets, and I'm not sure what this would mean in terms of the storyline, but we know that Richthofen is going through all of these parallel universes, and he's trying to rewrite time and put each universe correct. And we know that the Richthofen scene within Der EISENDRACHE is the same one from the original zombie storyline, but the younger version, and the same one that we've seen within the Giants. However, the other 3 characters are not the same ones that we've seen, and in fact they are different. But also, some other thing to note is that Dempsey's going to play a significant part in this map and its storyline, and a lot of people are thinking at the moment that at least one of the characters will die on this map. Some people think it's going to be Dempsey, some people think it's going to be Nikolai, and some people think it's going to be Richthofen. No one really thinks it's going to be Takeo at the moment, but this is just really interesting. Also, at one point within the trailer, it shows all of the characters, but not Dempsey, so that's why a lot of people are thinking that Dempsey's going to die, as within the last trailer, Dempsey said he's going on a suicide mission right when the rockets showed up. And if you actually notice, the rockets are actually, as he said, shooting off into this area, into the Battle of Bastogne. So this would make complete sense. Maybe Dempsey is going on a suicide mission, and he's literally going to drive the rocket, or he's going to go into the rocket, and he's going to blow up and rewrite time and change the events of history and change the events of this battle. I think this would make a lot of sense, and I definitely think it's a possibility that this is going to be the huge link between the campaign and zombies. Is this battle is going to be rewritten, the time is going to be rewritten, the events that we've seen within the campaign are all going to be rewritten. However, you've got to bear in mind that this battle was actually taking place in an imaginary realm. Therefore, even if this battle is rewritten in other parallel universes and also their imagination, this imaginary realm, the battle could still happen as per normal, as in each parallel universe, each different event happens slightly differently. The last thing to note is that the Frozen Forest is in fact different from this event. The Frozen Forest is just a depiction of this event, but they're 2 separate things. And the fact that Nikolai was stood in the Frozen Forest is because he was reminiscing on this event, as he said, in this imaginary realm. But let me know all of your thoughts on this down in the comment section down below, as well as any suggestions and thoughts. Anyways, thank you for watching the video. Make subscribe if you're new and latest. I'm Greatest Black Ops 3 Zombies News Information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.